What's going on, gamers? It's your boy Daily Tactics here, and today we have one of the craziest battles we've ever done in Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2, and in fact, the largest melee battle we have ever done in Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2. And yes, I've got the graphics down to low because we have roughly 10 million soldiers total on the battlefield right now. And we have two units I have never seen fight each other in Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2, and also two of the strongest melee units that are available in Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2, the Medieval Knights versus the Spartan Warriors here. Both absolute legends in the game. Both of them have many victories under their belts versus zombies, versus Redcoats, versus World War II soldiers, versus Persians, versus Egyptians. These two units have fought and gained victory against so many almost insurmountable odds, but today we are going to have them fighting each other on Mount Olympus here with 10 million soldiers between the two of them. It is going to be absolutely insane. I have no idea who is the stronger unit, or even if there is a stronger unit here. These two could be perfectly matched. And it could really just depend on the type of terrain they're fighting on, whether they have the high ground, whether they have the low ground, as to whether or not they actually end up winning this thing. It is going to be an epic battle of epic proportion. Let's just get right on into it here, baby. We're gonna go into full speed now. We were in slow-mo for the first little bit there. And if you guys wouldn't mind, please be sure to hit that like button if you do enjoy this video. Subscribe if you have not already, and comment down below if you'd like to see some more Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2 in the future. Either way, let's get right on into this thing. What's up, gamers? I'm here to tell you about Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming is an amazing place where you can get some fire deals on all sorts of video games. Seriously, it's like 60 to 95% off, as you can see here. These are all of the Star Wars titles they have. They literally have every Star Wars title. You can also get XCOM here, Men of War Assault Squad 2, all of the games I play on the channel you can buy here for extremely cheap prices. If you use my affiliate link in the description, it helps me out a ton. So thank you guys for listening to this sponsorship, and thank you to Instant Gaming for continuing to sponsor the channel. Alright guys, so I do in fact have this thing prepared to run all night if we have to, because there are 10 million soldiers on the battlefield. You know, we very well may need all night to run this battle to see who we have as a victor at the end of the day. It's going to be a lot of fighting. There are going to be a lot of bodies hitting the floor in various places here. It's going to be absolutely insane. I do have to say one thing though. I think the victor, because these two are very evenly matched, really neither one is outpacing the other in terms of kills by that much right now. But I think the victor could be the one who ends up taking over the mountaintop. I think the mountaintop is going to be a very key area of fighting during this entire battle. We have split the mountaintop in two between these two units here, so they both have opportunities to go ahead and secure the very top here. So I think if the Spartans do manage to secure the top, and they manage to flank around the back here against the Medieval Knights, then the Medieval Knights will be caught very unawares and have to open up multiple more, or rather additional, avenues of fighting, more fronts to the war, which we know multi-front wars, well, they're not great. They never truly work out all that well for anyone involved in them. So, you know, and vice versa too. If the Medieval Knights manage to take the top and then wipe out the Spartans, then they manage to go ahead and flank around and open up other fronts for themselves as well. So that could be a major challenge for both sides on this battlefield if they do end up losing the mountainside. You know, that I think could be a victory point, a good tell of who might end up winning this battle is whoever ends up taking over the mountaintop. And then, of course, there's these massive, beefy battles all throughout the plains here and some of the hillsides as well, where we're just going to have two massive armies just slashing and cutting each other's throats for hours on end here. And it's just going to be absolute pandemonium in these arenas for many, many hours. And it's, not going to have a true victor for a very, very long time. So there's just a lot to consider throughout this entire battlefield. There's going to be a lot of time spent throughout this massive mountainside, and it's going to be really cool. I am super duper excited for it. I think this is going to be awesome. And here are the outer limits of the battlefield, by the way. And it actually looks like we do have a zipper effect going on here, where both armies are trying to flank around the other. So this game, the devs did an excellent job of making the AI always wanting to flank the enemies, because of course that is just one of the greatest maneuvers you can do in all of war history. So as you can see, both sides trying to flank, and then another part of the AI is that they will try and stop flanks as well and send units off from the back lines to go and prevent flanks. So that's this zipper effect here, and we can actually see that mainly the zipper is going diagonally this way, arcing into Medieval Knight territory, and I think that, it's going back a little bit now, but again, it's now starting to go back into Medieval Knight territory, and I think that shows that actually the Spartans are a little bit faster than the Medieval Knights, and that is definitely due to the fact that the Spartans don't have that big, heavy armor that they have to deal with like the Medieval Knights. However, the Spartans do not have the same shielding that Medieval Knights do. Their armor is completely covered in metal, and so it gets the shield effect in the game, which makes it very, very good at stopping blows. But the Spartans do have an actual shield themselves, which works similarly, but in a different radius, a smaller radius of their body. Obviously, it's a shield. And so they also have a little bit of protection to utilize against these Medieval Knights. So it's going to be a little bit of back and forth between these two in terms of the different advantages they have, but both sides, again, still keeping on par with each other. One side has 114,000 kills, the other has 123,000 kills, and honestly, which one's Team 1? Okay, Medieval Knights are Team 1. Let me go ahead and deselect. It's hard to deselect because there's so many. So Medieval Knights have 120,000 kills, now 121,000 kills, and the Spartans have 131,000 kills. Still very, very close, but the Spartans are managing to spread their lead out a little bit more against these Medieval Knights here. Let's go ahead and check out the peaks here. I want to see who is winning. Both sides do have some entrances to the mountain. Like the Medieval Knights can enter on over this way, but it seems like they're not really sending any forces that way. And the Spartans can enter from this way, and the Spartans are sending forces in. So that could be a major problem for the Medieval Knights here, is that the Spartans are willing to send reinforcements up the mountain, but the Medieval Knights are not going to do that. So perhaps the Medieval Knights are banking on winning the field battles down below. Meanwhile, the Spartans are more inclined to win the mountaintop battles. And in fact, it looks like the Spartans did win this little battle right here at the very top. You can see some body piles over this way. Both Medieval Knights and Spartans dead, but the Spartans do manage to walk away from this victorious. So now Spartans are going to come down the mountain this way and actually flank some of the remaining Medieval Knights down below. So now these Medieval Knights are split between two different Spartan shield walls right now. And these guys are in their own little Thermopylae situation, except unlike in Thermopylae, where the Spartans were fighting, well, Spartans plus some other Greek city-states, but 300 Spartiates in particular were fighting weaker Persian units. The Medieval Knights here are fighting units that are essentially their equals. So these Medieval Knights likely to die. There are bodies just tumbling down the mountain here, coating it in blood. This entire mountain is just coated in blood. Oh my god. It's absolutely brutal. But yeah, these Medieval Knights cut off from the rest of their forces. Really, really tough predicament to be in. And no reinforcements getting sent from the Medieval Knights as well, which they definitely could do. Either way, why don't we go ahead and do our first time-lapse of the battle. Why don't we go ahead and do a little time-lapse of this left side of the mountain here, and just watch as these two sides continue to fight against each other throughout this battle. And I think that'll be pretty cool to see. So let's go ahead and set that up, and you can watch the numbers go up and down at the very top right there. Let's do it. Alright, so after some time there, it seems as though the Heavy Knights are actually the ones who ended up advancing, and actually the Heavy Knights have overtaken somehow the Spartans in terms of numbers of kills. They are now up about 20k, which is not a lot, but you know, before the Spartans were up by quite a bit, so it's actually very impressive that the Heavy Knights have managed to make a little bit of a comeback here. You can see that fighting has ended here. Now the Spartans are slowly winding their way down this way and working on just a few Heavy Knights that are chilling right there. And then from there, they'll probably head down all the way this way and work on the last of these Heavy Knights that are hanging out right here. And beyond that, I don't know where those Spartans will head. Maybe... yeah, there's no real... well, they could actually go down this way. Wind down this way, and oh yeah, that's what a few of them are doing. Yeah, and flank the Heavy Knights over here, which is looking like actually a pretty decent idea. They're not super strong in numbers in this little flank, but you know, it's nice to see some forces doing some new maneuvering and things like that. It looks like there was a long battle here for a while, which ended with the Heavy Knights breaking through and moving down this way. But now these Heavy Knights are sandwiched, actually, between this Spartan force as well as these Spartans over here. But these Spartans here are likely to lose out on this little battle right here after some time. And then these Heavy Knights will skirt on down here and start flanking these guys. That's why these Spartans are bringing in reinforcements from these fellers over here to up here. As well as it looks like they're sending a small trickle in of reinforcements from these fellas down this way over. Definitely some smart moves from the Spartans there in order to protect their investment in that area over a long period of time there. For sure, a very, very intelligent move. But why don't we go ahead and do another time lapse here? I'm thinking we got to do one over here. And I think it'd be pretty interesting to do one like somewhere on this sort of mountainside-y area. Maybe like right here would be kind of fun. And we can see it ends up going down between all these guys here, and how long it takes one side to get to the other side and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and watch this time lapse right here, right now, baby. Alright, so honestly, this time around, the battle really didn't move anywhere during that entire fight right there, so not too big of a deal. Right now, it seems like the Spartans are actually making a little bit of a comeback. They're only 4,000 behind now, whereas before they were tens of thousands behind, so pretty impressed by the Spartans right there. Well done, boys, for making that bit of a comeback, and now they are back in the game. Could still potentially win. These two units are awfully close in terms of levels, man. The only thing is the Heavy Knights are pushing a lot farther in than the Spartans are. I mean, look at this. This is where the battle started. The Heavy Knights are all the way over here, but simultaneously, they're both killing each other evenly, so I don't know why exactly the Heavy Knights are capable of pushing farther than the Spartans are. If you have theories, let me know in the comment section, but look how far away these battles have gone. And you can see the flanking maneuvers that have been attempted from each side. It makes sort of a weird tentacle-y type of spire thing there. And it's still continuing to happen, with Spartans splitting off to prevent the flanking of the Heavy Knights right there, which is pretty cool to see. Very, very cool to see, in fact. So either way, I am going to go ahead and let this run through the night now, because this has already been running for like 2.5 hours. There is some growling going on from my cat right now. So yeah, it's been going on for a very, very long time here, and this much progress has been made. It's just about midnight now, so I'm going to let this run overnight, and we'll actually see if there will be a winner in the morning, or if the battle will still be going on. I'm not entirely sure, but I'd love to hear what you guys think is going to happen by the end of this battle. But nonetheless, I'll be back. By the way, are these bodies? No, that's just a normal hill. Okay. Yeah, the bodies start over this way. Alright, guys. I will be back, and I'll try my best to remember to sort of like start the recording right about here, so we can sort of compare the mountain in the morning. Either way, I'll see y'all then. Alrighty then, gamers. So it is in fact the next morning, and there's still soldiers alive. This is the view of the battlefield. Crazy, bloody amounts of dead soldiers everywhere. Yeah, there's obviously been massacres all over the place here. Oh, and that is looking like, yep, where the end of the battle is. So we have a few Spartans, it seems, still standing over this way, fighting Heavy Knights coming at them. Heavy Knights definitely getting the victory during this battle, but not by that much. Only 145,000 of them remaining, and 3,000 Spartans remaining here. Kind of crazy. I mean, this battle literally has taken well over 12 hours, half a day, to run this entire battle. An insane amount of time, truly. But pretty cool nonetheless. I really enjoyed this. This was actually very, very sick to see. Oh, and I think there's just a ton of Spartans all stacked up on top of each other right here, doing this little final stand, which is pretty cool. Honestly, this is one of the dopest battles I think we've ever done on the channel. Just really fun to see such mass casualties across this entire place. I mean, you can see all throughout here, there's just been warfare, constant warfare through this whole thing. The Heavy Knights truly aren't that much more powerful than the Spartans at the end of the day, you know? They're both a fairly even match for each other, and I think that's what made this cool and sort of, you know, a who's gonna win type scenario. You really just didn't know at the end of the day. Either way, why don't we go ahead and do one last little time lapse of this final stand defense of the Spartans right here against the Heavy Knights. I think that would be kind of cool to see. So let's run it, baby. Alright gamers, I think that's going to be about it for today's video. The rest of the Spartans are kind of stuck on these weird ledges and stuff like that. There's a few that can fight, but there's only 2,000 left and 134,000 Heavy Knights. Quite a discrepancy there. Either way, guys, I want to say thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please be sure to hit the like button if you did enjoy, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below if you'd like to see some more of this Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2 action in the future. Either way, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.